Good day, lads, ladies, and gentlemen. Today, I present with you what I believe, and just clearly what other people believe, is the holy grail of SH Monsterarts Godzilla figures in the entire line. The SH Monsterarts Godzilla 1972 from the goated movie itself, Godzilla vs. Now, from what I've heard, everybody have been addicted to this guy. Everyone's been suggesting get him. So, here you go. I've decided to go on and get him. And from messing around with it a bit, like before recording this, I gotta say, it's probably one of the best figures in my collection. And that's coming from someone who's addicted to Shin Godzilla. But without further ado, I'm just gonna get right into it because it's a toy review. I'm not gonna start yapping about some random shit. It's SH Monsterarts. They're gonna cook with the boxes. It's without question. They, especially with this kind of design with the claw marks revealing the figure. I've always been a fan of these kind of boxes. They did it with Final Wars, 54. All that lot. They haven't done it with any of the Monsterverse stuff. Obviously, we've got 72 just resting in there. You got the promo image on the side with obviously Godzilla 1972 from SH Monsterarts, the legal mumbo jumbo down there, Bandai, all that kind of stuff. The side, just Godzilla 1972 again. You got some Chinese mumbo jumbo, I don't know what that is, with more promo images and him posed with the SH Monsterarts Geiger, which I will 100% get at some point now that I've got this guy, because my entire plan was to get Geiger if I could find the 72, which I have. Another promo image on the side, and on the top, just more claw marks, which, like I said, I love them. But that's about it for the box. Beautiful box. As always, SH Monsterarts have completely cooked, and yeah, just gotta get him out of his box now. So yeah, I'm just gonna get him out of his little prison here. So, of course he comes in that plastic wrapping, but that's no big deal. We've got the alternate head with the blood, which I will be talking about later on in this review. And of course, the main boy himself. Get that off of him. Get off. Godzilla 1972. Now, of course, first thing everyone's got to talk about, the painted detail. It's SH Monsterarts, I don't know what else you expect. The detail is immaculate. All the different markings throughout his body, like on the dorsal fins, on his belly, on the back of him as well, you can see here. It all just works. And I don't exactly know how to describe it. It all fits perfectly. It looks like the suit design, like one-on-one. And for the paint, well, for SH, when you think of SH Monsterarts and paint, they never normally work well together. For example, SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2021, or the SH Monsterarts Shin Godzilla. They're not the best when it comes to paint all the time. They do have good designs. This is a good design for the paint, especially on the dorsal fins. I love that silver, that glossy silver, because it makes the dorsal fins pop. It's not like a bland thing like how the Godzilla 62 had. It's like it just kind of, what's the word, glows up, I guess. Makes the figure stand out a little bit more. And I don't know if it picks up on camera, but there is some green around the chest area and on the toes. I don't know if that's intentional or what. It's not a big deal, but there is some green showing on the toes when you put them in a light. But the paint is just... The head hasn't got any goofy eyes, and the teeth, no bleeding on the gums whatsoever. It's all perfect, basically. I don't know how else to describe it. My only complaint about the paint would be that it stops at a certain point on the tail. That's about it. And of course you've got the accessory, which has the exact same treatment as the normal head would. However, it's got that red mark, which I spoke about unboxing this guy, which I would prefer if it was a little bit more glossy to look a little bit more like liquid. But then again, it kind of looks like dried up blood, and I don't mind that. I think it works. And the eyes. It's beautiful. Next thing I've obviously got to get into is the articulation. So, as we've got to start off, we've got a ball joint at the head. Can do a full 360 like the show Mechagodzilla did in 1974's Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Mouth's on a ball joint as well, which the mouth doesn't open as much as I'd like it to. Don't really mind, don't really care. He looks good either way. He's got 3 segments on his neck, including the head. You got one here, one here, one here. All of those make him look pretty far down, but not completely, and not terribly far up. He's basically looking forward. Then you've got 1, 2 segments on the midsection, which allow for a pretty good crunch, as you can see, which, working with the neck, now he's looking all the way down. And not a terribly good crunch. I might have forced that. Boom, fixed. Anyways, before I move on to the rest of it, I must say, the most unexpected thing I've ever seen. On the 72, which I've seen in multiple copies, is this dorsal fin right here is connected by a peg. And originally I had no clue why when he first came out. But as Shinrob Jira mentioned, by the way, love you goat, is that it is so paint doesn't chip if it was to rub up against the mid dorsal fin here. So if I was to move this back, the dorsal fin would just kind of shift, which I think is really cool, personally. I think it's a small detail that allows the figure to last, I guess, if you could put it like that. And it doesn't fall off easily. You still have to tug at it to get it off. It won't fall off if you breathe on it wrong. But yeah. Anyways, to continue, we've got a ball joint at the arm. We've got a double joint at the elbow, which allows us to get a pretty nice bend, just about a right angle there, and straight about that far. And his hands got a ball joint at the wrist and a ball joint at the actual hand. Work pretty well. Nice little swivel as well. This arm though, this arm's fine. This arm's a little bit annoying, for my copy at least, because this part's fine, this part's fine. This part connected to the lower arm, stiff as anything. I don't want to force it, because last time I forced it, I thought it snapped off because of the noise it made, but the only thing that really happened was the the ball joint just came out. That was about it. But I don't want to risk anything. It's just stiff. Well, I guess I did it anyways. But yeah, it doesn't seem to want to bend. And believe me, I've tried hair drying it and then just moving it about. It did nothing. It just stuck back in place. But not a big deal at all. But next we've got ball joint at the thigh. Nice little double bend at the knee. And then a dumbbell joint at the foot. And of course the pinnacle of articulation in any SH Monsterarts Godzilla figure, except for Kong obviously, is the tail. This thing, it's beautiful. It's making weird noises, but it's beautiful. It's one of the best tails I've ever dealt with in my collection, and that's coming from someone who owns both SH Monsterarts Shin Godzilla and Godzilla Ultima. But this it holds poses, it can pull off a lot of the Showa Godzilla kind of favourite scenes, I guess. Like, if he was to bend it, he can do the thing where in Godzilla vs. Hedorah, where he just started flying.
2,000 years later.
He can also do this beautiful, most memorable thing in the Showa era, the Go-Go Godzilla slide kick, which I think is probably the greatest thing about this articulation segment. He's standing like perfectly. There's no stands holding him up or anything. This is just him, and this beautiful tail. I love how he can just do this. It's like, how do I put it? It's like no limitations to his articulation or the posability at all. So articulation is amazing. My only complaint is that this arm right here is a bit stiff, but that's all. Everything else is amazing. Obviously, now gotta talk about his alternate head. As I've said, lovely paint and detail. The red, wish it was a little bit glossy, but that's fine. Paint is basically 1-to-1 with his original head. The only difference being that red scar. Everything else is exactly the same. The only thing is, I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, his gums are bleeding onto the teeth a little bit more, especially on the front here. It's a little bit messy. It's a little bit annoying, but not terribly noticeable. Especially like if you were to just put it on your shelf, you'd have to really get up close to notice it. But now, to take it off, I don't know if this is like this on everyone's copy, but it's pretty easy to take his head off, and pretty easy to put this one back on. And, I mean, fits pretty well. It won't fall off or anything. I don't know what to say. It's literally this head, but with a scar. Kinda makes it look better. Not too sure. It's all up to you if you want to pose it with that. I think if you're going to pose him with Gigan, then this head is definitely useful. Because like he got this cut when Gigan cut his forehead open. So, I'm just saying. I probably will if I get the 72 Gigan at some point. But yeah, that's about it. Nothing else to really say. The colour gradient matches pretty well with the rest of his neck. So it's not like he's mismatching colours. Looking at USH Monsterarts Shin Godzilla. But yeah, that's about it. Now I've got, obviously, as every loyal reviewer would ever do, gotta do a little size comparison. Let me go get figures off my shelf to compare them with. And first we have the SH Monsterarts Godzilla 1954. Damn, you're small. The SH Monsterarts Godzilla 1962. He's still why is he talking? Then we've got the SH Monsterarts Shin Godzilla. You small bitch. And finally, for people who actually still care about this company, the NECA Godzilla 2014. I love you. Overall, gotta say, 10 out of 10 figure. 100% pick them up. I'd recommend, if you can find them for a good price. Days, I'm looking at you at SH Monsterarts Godzilla 1962, because I know how the aftermarket is for SH Monsterarts as a whole. I'd say if you can find for around 80 to 100 pounds, dollars, whatever, then get him. He's 100% worth it. One of the best releases SH Monsterarts has had in a long time. Talking ever since Godzilla 2019, I'd say. But yeah, thanks for watching the review, guys. Hope you likes and subscribe if you want. All up to you. But this is a first for me. I'm a TikToker. I barely do this kind of stuff on YouTube, so would really appreciate the support and give me recommendations. And yeah, about it. I'll see you guys in the next review, whenever that will be. Whenever I feel like it, I guess. I can smell the Chinese on you.